Good morning, everybody. Welcome to HRD 600, History and Philosophy of Adult Education. Tomorrow, which is August 28th, we officially start this fall semester. So I want to welcome you to this class. My name is Kevin Dorn. I am the instructor for the class. I'm an assistant professor of adult and higher education. I teach exclusively master's courses in this program and also in the educational leadership program. So a warm welcome to you. I hope you had a great summer. I know it was a rainy one for those that live in Maine, but still it was, to me, a really nice summer. So welcome. Welcome to our class. Today, the purpose of the video that I will be putting out, and by the way, for those that have never had me before, I generally use video, I use text, I use video, I do my own videos, but I also use videos from YouTube's other universities to get across certain points, to highlight aspects, some theories and ideas. So you'll get it all this semester. Sometimes I use podcasts also. So this is the format that I use. I try to keep the opening video, the weekly videos, under about 8 minutes. And if I do go a little longer than that today, I apologize. The purpose of today's video will be to give you a very brief introduction to Brightspace. And then we'll get into a little more detail next week with the materials. I do want to mention next week on either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday evening, not this week, but next week after Labor Day, meaning we will have an optional Zoom meeting. I hold optional Zoom meetings throughout the semester. It could be every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, however often we need to get together. So if you can't make it next week, don't worry about it. I record all of the Zoom meetings. I never make the Zoom meetings mandatory because this course is asynchronous, meaning that you don't have to ever show up at any given time to attend class. Everything is on your own. So let's get right to the materials. This class really is, as the title says, we're looking at the history and the philosophies that really have driven adult education in the United States. Now, we do touch upon some other countries, but for the most part, this course is focused on history, the history in the United States of adult and higher education. So let's get to the materials. I'd like to show you some of the organizational materials, where you can find things. As you can see from the screen, for those that are new to Brightspace, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I'd happy to work with anybody, one-on-one, Zoom, contact me at any time. Over here, this is the navigational panel. I have the syllabus in a couple of spots. One is here, and one is down here in Getting Started. For those of you that are new, and actually all others, I would suggest that you start with the syllabus and getting started. We have 4 modules in this course, and each one of the modules is made up of weeks. As you can see from here, this symbol, when you get the video, it means that the materials are all available. This means I can see it, but you can't see it until I hit that button. We have module 1, which is really the first few weeks of the course. It's on liberal education. It's really philosophy of education that we're going to be taking a look at. Module 2 is behaviorism and progressivism. 3, humanism and critical theory. And 4 is transformative learning and kind of the field studies and philosophies in practice. So that's, in the view that you're seeing, you will not be able to see all of these views because I don't like to release all of the materials up front in the class. If at any time, just say you're going away the middle of October and we're at the beginning of October and you really need to see what's involved, well, there's a couple of things you can do. You can take a look at the course schedule. And or if you're looking for the materials, you want to get ahead, just reach out to me. I'm more than willing to work with you on this. possibly releasing the materials, I can get the materials to you beforehand. My experience is that if I make available all of the materials in some of the courses, it's just overwhelming. So I try to make the materials available on Saturday morning for the next week. So that is it. Every week will be the same. We have, in this case, liberal education and early history of adult education in weeks 1 is this week. We're looking at the introductions and philosophical frameworks and the course. Weeks 2 and 3, which are not available yet, we get into more detail on liberal education. Week 4, historical examples. So that's what we're going to be. We have 4 weeks in module number 1. But once again, I'm just releasing week 1 at this point. So a good place to start is right here, the introduction to liberal education. I'm going to click on that just so I can show you what the format generally looks like. There is information about the first philosophical traditions, really is liberal education. And our universities, the early universities established in the country, really were going on the philosophic belief that education really goes into a person's well-being, and it describes the process of really cultivating free thinking and the ability to think. So there's a couple ways you can navigate around here. You can do what I just did. I came back here. I'm going to go back to module number 1 so you can see it. So I clicked on this. You can do that every time, or you can go to the heading, read what you need to, and then come over here to these arrows, and I'm going to hit next, which will take us to education philosophy, getting organized, and things to do. On a weekly basis, I will direct you to the area that shows you exactly what it is I'm hoping that you can accomplish during the week. There's some information in here on education philosophy, theoretical frameworks, education philosophy. What's the difference between a theory and a philosophy? Traditions, getting organized, how to begin. So in this area, take a look at the overarching questions for the week. To do. So here's some things I'd like everybody to do in week number 1. And you can read these. A lot of these are suggestions. Set up a calendar and organizational system. Everybody in this class is an adult learner. I'm not going to tell people how to organize the course. I just will say that we take one thing at a time. We move from one topic to another. So whatever system you use is fine with me. A rough guide, and I know this is just an average. I've polled students over 12 years of teaching at USM, and generally they say, it takes about 10 hours to do the readings and materials. You might find that you can do it in 5, but you might take 15 with certain of the weeks. So begin the readings. First of all, get the books listed. These are in the syllabus. Reading in the first week. These include 2 electronic reserve readings. Both of them are by Merriam and Brockett, 2007. And these can be found in the electronic reserves link. So I'll show you where you can find where they are. I'd like you to begin reading Lindemann's book. Also recommend that you start scanning Cameron's The Right to Write book. Now, just a word of Lindemann's book. This book was written back in the 30s. It's a wonderful book. I personally find tremendous value trying to understand the traditions. What are adult learners? Lindemann book has spoken to me for 23 years since I first read it, and I read it every semester, and it still means something to me. The writing can be a little choppy, and it's written in the 1930s. So just if you have trouble with it, just skim the book. But I personally find it valuable. one thing we're going to be doing this semester is you're going to be keeping a learning journal, and we'll get more information on that. Here's some information on the journal, how to write it, exemplars, click on that. And I'd like you to participate in the first online discussion. There are 2 topics in weeks number 1. So from here, I'm going to take the easy approach. I'm going to hit forward, which will take me to the personal introductions. For those that have never used these in Brightspace, the way you do that is, first of all, the introduction is here. You can share anything that you want. You can cut and paste and put it in there. So right here, personal introductions. You start a new thread, you click on that, and I'm just going to say Kevin's intro. And you come down here, and you just type out what you want. You give whatever introduction you want to do, come down here, and just for those that want to insert a picture or a video, you click on that button and it says insert stuff. I'm going to come to my computer. I'm going to choose a file. And these are all my files. Just say I want to do a picture. I insert that. Let me get out of here. I have the file all set. It's up here. You can't see it. And then you hit upload. And it will insert whatever you want. You could insert an audio file. If you have a YouTube channel, you want us to do an introduction that way, that's fine. You get it all done. Some people use a Word doc and they cut and paste. They put in the topic, they put in the text, and then they insert whatever it might be. Once again, it says insert stuff. It allows you to insert almost anything in here. Come down here and you hit post. And that is simple. You're graded on your discussion post, 1 point each, and we'll get into a little more information on that as we move forward. But I'm not looking for books. I'm looking for maybe 100, 150 words at most. If you want to go over, that's fine. But I'm not looking, this isn't meant to be a major assignment on a weekly basis. We use discussion forums all throughout this semester, and once again, we'll talk about this as we move forward. So the first one we're going to be doing, personal introductions, and then what is adult education. I'll click on that. And as you can see, I've already gone 12 minutes. I apologize. Same thing. Here's the prompt. You click on that. It'll take you to your own thing. Plug in your information. Hit enter. And once again, this is worth 1 point. Okay, so you might be saying, okay, Kevin, he made reference to reading 2 distinct articles. Now, what are those articles? In here, syllabus and getting started. Have here the course schedule. This is very interesting, and it gives you the specifics I'm looking for on a weekly basis. So week number 1. Participate in the discussions, begin the journal work, read these 2 electronic reserve articles. Now, if you're new to the program, you're new to USM, new to Brightspace, I'll show you exactly where you can find those. These are Merriam and Brockett, 2007. So you might say, okay, he told me to do this, but where do I get those articles? Well, there's this thing called electronic reserves. I add to it as we move forward in the course, but I change it around. I might add, I might subtract. So you come over here, electronic reserves, click on that. We have videos, don't worry about that. You come down here, click on the reserves. Then you see all of the authors that I'm asking people to read throughout the semester. Now, word of caution, I may delete some, I may add some others. So, what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for, in week number 1, this one, Merriam and Brockett. and there's another one coming down right here, Miriam Brockett. 2007, how do you get those? You click on that, details, you'll get it, you'll download it, or however you want to read it is fine with me. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at throughout the semester, and this is where you'll find the additional resources. So that is too much. I know 15 minutes is too long for anybody to watch a video, especially from me. I will be much briefer as we move forward, but I want to just once again welcome you to the class. If at any point you need anything from me, let me come in here one last time. Welcome. Here's the syllabus. I'll pull that up for you just so you see my contact information, and we'll spend a little more time on this in our optional Zoom meeting. So this is me. You can reach out to me at any time. I don't know why that asterisk is there, but right now my office is 400 Bailey Hall, which is on the Gorham campus of USM. I'm probably moving to the 3rd floor, but at any time, please reach out to me. This is the best number to reach me at. That's my cell phone. If you do call me, leave me a message. I'll call you back. So we can communicate through the telephone. We can email. You can text me, or we can schedule a Zoom meeting. And then finally, if you want to meet with me in person, I'm more than willing to do that. I love coffee shops. We could meet on the Gorham campus, the Portland campus, wherever fits you best. So that's it from me. I truly am sorry I went 16 minutes, but there's a lot of information in the first week. So good luck with this week. If you have any questions, reach out to me. And once again, welcome to the class. It's a great one. Anytime you need help, let me know. Bye, everybody.